Yo, should you get the DJI Mavic Air 2 or should you get the new Air 2S from DJI? You know what? I got both of them here. I got opinions, so let's talk about it. Let's get it. Tight shirt, Terry Warfield, back in the wilderness. I'm out here at the lake. I'm over here with my man Icon RCs. He's over there racing like $1,000 high performance RC car. Icon, say hi. Y'all see him? Okay. If you didn't see him, he told me to tell you what's up. But anyways, if this is your first time here, yo, a fat welcome to you. And if you're part of the fam, you're part of the squad, you came back, make sure you drop a hashtag fam down below so I know you came back. We should be at 20K by the time this video goes up. If not, damn close to it. So I really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Now, before we get into this video and the meat and potatoes, I got to send a special shout out to my folks over at DRONEWORKS. I am now proudly part of the DRONEWORKS family. They sent me the Air 2S over to test out and keep, so thank you so much to DRONEWORKS. Look, all of your drone needs, yo, they got it covered. There's a link down there in the description, so if you want to get a drone, make sure you shot through them. Thank you very much, DRONEWORKS. I'm so proud to be a part of the squad. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes, right? Hold on, I got a special delivery coming in. Might as well do a little dance, make a little noise. It's getting chilly over here. All right, thank you very much. Mavic Air 2 versus Air 2S. This is the one that DRONEWORKS sent over. Very, very similar drones, as y'all know. In fact, the Air 2S is built off of the Mavic Air 2 with some pretty major differences, but I don't know if those differences are enough for most people to go from the Mavic Air 2 to Air 2S, or in fact, even buy the Air 2S over the Mavic 2. Now, I'm no stranger to the Mavic Air 2. I bought this with my own money. I've been using the Mavic Air 2 for, I guess, since it came out. I got it the day after it came out. And I've been using this for pretty much everything. YouTube videos, I have used it on some client videos. And it is a bomb drone, yo, for 799 bucks. This thing, even still to this day, is still, in my opinion, one of the best value drones that you can get. Now, is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. And I'm gonna admit something. I am a snob when it comes to video quality. So for most people, the Mavic Air 2 is absolutely freaking fine. The image looks great out of it, which as long as you're not viewing it at 1:1, which, you know, most people ain't doing that with drone footage, but the image looks great. It's passable, it's doable, it's 8-bit footage, it looks good, whatever, okay? My biggest complaint with the Mavic Air 2, I've always found that the image out of the Mavic Air 2 has always been like digital, over sharpened, like mush, you know what I'm saying? Like it's never super clean when you're zooming in. I mean, obviously if you're looking at it from a high level view or not zoomed in, it looks fine, but if you zoom in to the creep level, which I'm telling you I'm not a creep, but sometimes I do, you'll see that the image is very noisy and it's very grainy and it looks very digital. And that was my biggest issue, especially in low light. Now, we have to consider that, yo, this is a drone, it's a 1/2-inch sensor, so there are limitations, right? But those have been my biggest qualms with the Mavic Air 2. Enter the Air 2S, 999 bucks, a 1-inch sensor instead of a 1/2-inch sensor, better obstacle avoidance, 10-bit color, which is absolutely huge, D-Log built in, 5.4K, 24 to 30 frames a second, 4K 60, 120 frames per second, and 1080p. with the same stuff that the Mavic Air gave you. So the same battery, same everything. So there's a $200 difference to go from a great drone up to the Air 2S. And the question is, do you need to? Like, do you need to spend $200 more to get this one? And I think that's where things get interesting. So let's go ahead and move on to that part. Now, before we move forward, if y'all like this video so far, do me a favor and drop a like on it. Y'all do not understand how important that like is for this video. And also, if you're not part of the fam, now would be a great time to join the fam. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and also turn the notification bell on so that you get notified when new videos go up. Now, I really think the Mavic Air 2 for most people is more than enough. However, when you are serious about your filmmaking, or about your photos, your aerial photos, right? Then the additional benefits for 200 bucks, they actually become a big deal, such as 10-bit color. 10-bit color is huge, and most people won't care about that stuff. I get it, but for those of us who do care about it, going from 8-bit to 10-bit when it comes to aerial footage, especially when you're dealing with these high dynamic range situations, like the Air 2S has 12.6 stops of dynamic range. Like, that's freaking huge. That is a big deal to go from 8-bit to 10-bit color in your drone footage. Also, being able to get 5.4K versus 4K, yeah, a lot of y'all might say it's not a big deal, but it's not just about the resolution. The Air 2S does have a maximum bit rate of 150 megabits per second versus the Mavic Air 2's 120. But what does that even mean? This is what I'm gonna tell you. The footage out of the Air 2S is so freaking clean compared to the Mavic Air 2. And I get it, most people on normal, like, cell phone size screens, they're not gonna notice the difference in optical quality, right? But we're talking about us that do care about stuff like that. There is a huge difference in the video between the Air 2S and the Mavic Air 2. Yo, it is freaking next level. It's kind of hard to like make it into a tangible thing that you can understand without seeing both of them like on an actual screen, not being compressed and stuff by YouTube. So anyways, you got 10-bit footage, you got 5.4K, which is huge because then you can crop in drone, you can also crop in post and not lose a ton of resolution. Now, I do want to play this angle. Some of you might argue with the Mavic Air 2 that it's got like built-in HDR, which is sweet. It's got 8K hyperlapse, which is sweet, even though I never used it. But all of those things I don't really care about. The Air 2S, it gives me 10-bit footage with more sensors in the same size body, better obstacle avoidance, plus master shots. Like, we got to talk about master shots real quick. Master shots, even though a lot of y'all might not be into that stuff, yo, all I got to do is push a freaking button, and then this thing does like 40 different drone combinations, and you can cut it up or you can use the app to do the editing for you, but you can take those clips and use them. And it makes even people who aren't that experienced with drones, it gives them dope shots to work with. Now, comparing the two side by side when it comes to the upgrades to like active tracking and all that stuff, I will say that with the Mavic Air 2's latest release, it does behave very much like the Air 2S. I also will say, however DJI has done it, the Air 2S seems way more confident when it comes to tracking, following people, avoiding obstacles and things like that. Now, I did see some videos where people were having problems with like the obstacle avoidance, but I think with the launch software, for me at least, it seems way better than what I've seen in video. I haven't had no problems with it, but it seems like the algorithm plus those additional 2 obstacle avoidance sensors on top, yo, they really make a big deal. Now, I do wish that the Air 2S had side sensors and adjustable aperture, but then if they give us that, who the hell gonna buy the Mavic 3 Pro or whatever it's supposed to be called whenever it comes out? So I can't see them doing that. At the end of the day, you paying the extra 200 bucks to go from really good to great. It's almost like that analogy. If you got somebody that's got a Ferrari, why would they buy a McLaren or something like that? A Ferrari 458 is already an excellent car, but that McLaren P1, even though it costs the extra $400,000 for that, just maybe 6 or 7 improvement in performance, that's what people are willing to pay for. And I think that's what the difference is with the Mavic Air 2 and the Air 2S. Even though the Mavic Air 2 is good, people that are interested in the Air 2S, they are paying for that, even though it might be a small increase for some people. To us people that are serious about making films and stuff like that, being able to get those little extra few things on top of what the Air 2 already offers for that extra $200 premium, in my opinion, is worth it. So if you ask me which one I'm freaking getting, I'm getting the Air 2S all day, every day. But for most people, I do think that the Mavic Air 2 is the better choice, unless you just got the extra $200 and you want the best of the best of the Air 2 line, then go ahead and cop that. But for most people, the Air 2 is probably the better choice. You know, I never thought the day would come. Well, I mean, I knew it would come, but I didn't think it would come so soon, where I would be putting my Mavic Air 2 on the shelf for the Air 2S. The Air 2S is everything that I wanted in the Mavic Air 2 from jump, and now I got it. Sure, it's not perfect. I wish it had aperture control, and I wish it had side obstacle avoidance, but again, I don't think they're ever gonna put that into the airline because then nobody will buy the Pro Series. But anyways, for 999 bucks, this thing is absolutely freaking amazing. The image out of it is fantastic. 10-bit, 5.4K, better flight control, better OcuSync, all of that stuff for 200 bucks more. I mean, it's literally the best drone that you can get if you don't mind spending $1,000. Now, what about people that don't have $1,000? Maybe they only got 700 or 800 bucks. The Mavic Air 2 is still, in my opinion, one of the best consumer drones ever made. And at 800 bucks, this thing is still cutting edge technology. If you can only get a Mavic Air 2, or maybe you don't feel like you need everything that the Air 2S has to offer, don't feel bad about just getting the Mavic Air 2. This is still one of the best drones that you can get for years to come. But if you like me and you want that extra little bit of oomph that the Air 2S offers, then for that extra 200 bucks at 999 bucks, I'm gonna steer you towards this every single time. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Do you already have a Mavic Air 2 and maybe thinking about getting the Air 2S, or maybe you're thinking about buying one of these as your first drone purchase, which I don't think you can go wrong either way, but let me know that. Or are you waiting for the next Mavic Pro? I'm very interested to know what y'all think. Talk amongst yourselves in the comments like my man Flossie would say, and I'll be down there kicking it with y'all. So till next time, I'm about to get out of here. Peace and chicken grease. I'm out. Terry Warfield. Peace.